Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of our podcast, English Club Conversation. I'm Ananya and I'll be your host for today. I'm very excited to announce today's guest, Shruti Bam, a former content writer who is now an entrepreneur with her very own candle making venture. So, welcome to the show, Shruti.
Thank you, Ananya. Thank you so much for inviting me, and also thank you to Sumalanti for thinking of me for this podcast.
Yeah, we're so happy
Nice
to
to
have
meet
you here. Alright, so let's dive into the question. Why scented candles? What gave you the idea to go for that?
It's actually been a very interesting journey. Like you said, I used to work in ad agencies, working on branding and advertising for other brands. But just before COVID, me and my husband moved to Canada to explore that side of the world. Somehow we always knew we would be back here, but as fate had it planned, it was much sooner than we anticipated. I think one thing that we learned living there alone was living mindfully, intentionally. And I think a lot of people were doing that during COVID.
Yes, true.
But it hit us in a different way because we were totally in a new country living alone. And I think that is where the inspiration for Ember came. And I think candles were always a part of our slowing down rituals, like journaling, having a cup of chai together, reading before, sleeping. So like consciously slowing down was something that we learned while being there. And I think that's the reason we started this brand. So for us, it's more than a scented candle brand. It's more about wellness and slowing down and just taking a pause for yourself.
Wow, that's beautiful. That sounds so calming and peaceful. So, what does a typical work day look like at Ember?
Typical work day, it can range from very different activities, but like I said, we're trying to live more mindfully and intentionally. So we like to start our mornings with yoga, take some time for ourselves, and then dive into the tasks for the day, which can range from obviously candle making to interacting with customers, our vendors, partners, shooting content for the brand. So it's quite busy and looks quite the same and quite different at the same time, but we try to maintain a routine so we have that work day where, we have that energy and motivation to go on for every day.
Yeah, that's good. So you work with your husband. So what's that like, and how do you separate work and life?
It's actually quite fun. We've worked together previously, when we were doing jobs, and also before that when we used to do college projects. But it's tough when it comes to when you're living with that person and also working. So we consciously do try to have don't take a lot of work conversations at home, but that's tough because we're both workaholics and we love what we do. So that line becomes blurred somewhere, but we do take our time to go out where we don't talk about work, spend time with family, friends, or even do things separately on our own. So we get that break to recharge.
Conscious effort.
Yeah. It needs some conscious effort for sure.
Do you have fixed roles defined at your business, or?
We do. So currently, just because it's a two-member team, we do have defined roles, but you can say we're also each other's assistants or helpers in a way, whichever, where we need help. But as the team grows, as the brand grows, obviously that will be a little different. But right now, yeah, defined but flexible is what I would say.
Nice. So, okay, now let's put the spotlight on the candle. From where do you get inspiration for the scents and design?
This is actually a question that a lot of our customers, even our family and friends, keep asking us. So the first collection that we ever came up with was all about stories from our lives, people that we love, places that we've lived in. There's this sea coast which is actually like a tribute to Mumbai and like the Arabian Sea, because we are totally Mumbaikars and we love the sea. So this is like a tribute to that.
Wow, beautiful.
So yeah, like
Just give a whiff of the sea.
yeah, it's very aqua and very fresh. So I would say
Very strong and refreshing.
yeah, it's all the people, places, and things we love. That's our inspiration.
Nice. And your candles are like 100% vegan. So how do you manage that?
So the wax that we usually use is either coconut wax or soy wax. And also the fragrances, the wicks that we use, we make sure that they are not animal tested or, they are phthalate free and paraben free. So that way, ecologically also, we're trying to maintain that thing where it's good for the environment and also good for you. Because using low quality or non-vegan things can be toxic. So we try to avoid anything toxic that goes into candle making.
Wow, that's good. So toxin free.
Yeah. So we also source everything from like local, made in India vendors. So everything is also sourced locally. We also want to do that.
Nice. So yeah, very conscious brand you're building.
We're trying.
So is there any candle that's like a bestseller or a customer favorite?
Actually, fragrances are very subjective, but like I said, Sea Coast is one of them. I mean, just not to go with it. But a strong, subtle aqua fragrance is what people really like in this collection. So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
My favorite is the espresso martini. I think this is the
Wow.
Which is like, it actually smells like the cocktail for me. And
yes, absolutely.
I feel like I'm in a jazz bar whenever I light it up. So I really like that.
Yeah. It smells pretty good scent.
If you like coffee, you might also.
I love coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, really this coffee aroma.
Yeah.
Really.
Thank you.
Okay, a little bit about life as an entrepreneur. So, how would you compare working in a 9 to 5 to being an entrepreneur?
Oh, I love it. I mean, sure, the initial 2 years are not stable. Like, there's not the kind of stability that you have with a 9 to 5. But on the other hand, we're doing what we love and we're trying to bring an impact to the world. That's, I think, something that we've both wanted to do, Raj and me. And that keeps us awake at night, but that also gives us the most peaceful sleep. I mean, we've not slept so well any day when we were doing 9 to 5. So, I mean, we're loving what we're doing.
Sleep is good.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just quite surprised to hear that. You sleep
I mean,
more
there is a
peacefully.
lot of struggle, but at the end, you're doing what you love. So why not?
Yeah. So earlier you had said having a routine is something that keeps you guys motivated. So is there anything else that you guys have that keeps you motivated on the tough days, maybe keep you going?
Good question. I think for me, like I'll speak for myself. For me, routine actually keeps me motivated because I know every day I get up, I have to work out, do this, do that. So I like having a routine so I know what's going to happen during the day. But otherwise I like music, I like art, I like visiting local cultural sites. So I mean, if I'm feeling somewhere that, I have some creative block, I take a break and then do those things.
No, that sounds like a great way to unwind. Alright, let's get back to the candles again. Could you take us through the candle making process?
Sure. So, candle making is actually, you need quite a lot of patience, which is what I learned when I was learning from Raj. Like, he was the one who actually learned the process first and then I learned from him.
Okay.
So, it needs quite a lot of patience. To get to the technicality, it's actually about, letting the wax melt first, let it reach to a melting point. Okay. And while that's happening, we usually, prep the containers, stick the wicks, mix the fragrance blends. And then once the wax reaches a particular temperature, like a precise temperature, that's when we pour in the fragrance. So we take it as a mix of art and science because there are like proportions involved and precise temperatures involved. But you also need to have, like a little intuition to test and see what works when, you're making the candle. So like the wax needs to be at a temperature where you can pour the fragrance blend in, let it mix. So if you pour it at a temperature when it's too hot, the fragrance will evaporate. So the final product, you will not have a nice, strong smelling candle. And if the wax is too cold, then it'll get thicker and again the fragrances won't blend that easily. So again, that would end into a candle that doesn't smell even or nice.
So it's about the timing.
Yeah, the timing, the proportion, the temperature. So, I mean, that is very important. And once you do pour in the fragrance blend wala wax, you let it cure for like 1 to 2 weeks. Because,
1 to 2 weeks.
It's like letting the candle marinate in simpler terms because that helps the fragrance get stronger. And we've seen the difference, like we've lit a candle like after 2 days and we've lit a candle like after 2 weeks and the fragrance that it throws, that makes a difference. So we do take care to do that. So at the end when our customer gets it, it's like they get a nice strong whiff. And like I said, it's a very calm, gentle process, but also there are like wax spillage and colors here and there. So, I mean, it translates into us trying to bring slow living into people's lives. But slow living doesn't also really mean just sitting calm and not doing anything. You have to like also engage with the chaos that comes in. So I mean, it's a lot of very patient work, but
So it takes around 2 weeks then. To make
2 weeks
candle.
from once the candle has been like poured into a container, then the final touches like cutting the wicks and then putting the labels and everything. And then this is what you get like obviously.
And how do you choose the fragrances?
So what we usually do is we don't usually mix, we don't usually take just one fragrance blend or have like pre-made fragrances that we just use those and make a candle into. We mix these whatever fragrance oils we have. Like we actually sit and smell, chalo, let's see how would a masala chai smell like to us. So the masala chai that we have, it has like a complex blend of 4 to 5 fragrance blends. So it has actually lemongrass, cinnamon, clove. So if you want to smell,
it's not just masala chai.
No. So like we've made the recipe for masala chai here and it smells quite authentic as far as what people told us. So we take that care of, sitting and actually smelling like a million little fragrance bottles and seeing what goes well with what.
So there's a recipe for each.
Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful. So where can our listeners find your candles?
Currently on Instagram and we're working with a few e-commerce, but for now just Instagram. So that's ember.in.
Awesome. Definitely gonna check it out myself.
Sure. Thank you.
So now we just have a rapid fire round. So I'll be asking you a series of questions and you can answer the first thing that comes to your mind. So favorite time of day?
Currently it's early morning.
Wow.
So it's just time for myself, that's why.
Nice. Quiet
start to the day, something that I've realized very recently. So
And tea or coffee?
Coffee any day.
Wow. No masala chai?
I mean, on rainy evenings, sure.
Yeah. Nice. Favorite season?
I love winters. I love snow. I mean, unfortunately, no snow here, but that's why maybe we went to Canada.
Yeah, it's a snow there.
Yeah.
One candle you take to a desert island.
I think espresso martini. It's like coffee and cocktail in one candle, so why not?
One secret talent you have besides candle making.
I don't know how much of a secret it is, but I do write since quite a young age. So I think writing.
Wow, yeah, that's a good talent. And favorite skincare essential.
I think face wash is quite underrated.
Yeah, true, very true.
Yeah.
Cleansing is the most
Like
important
clean
step.
face.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ananya. It was really nice talking.
Really amazing. A big thank you to all our listeners. You can find this podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Do follow us on Instagram and Facebook as well. Thank you so much.